Yesterday I was sitting down with a friend of mine, and he's into the um, EV market, electrical vehicle market, and we're just having a quick chat over a coffee, just trying to figure out what the future is going to be like. And he said something that was very interesting, and I told him I am definitely going to be talking about this with a friend of mine who's going to come tomorrow. And what he said was, change is something that it's very hard for us humans to adapt to something new, adapt to a change. We will question it, and we might be negative towards it in the beginning, unless we try it. But to get people to try that is the hardest part. One thing that he said, which was even more interesting for me, was, it's tough, Sanjay. That's what he said. It's tough because we constantly have to think about so many different things, so many different things in our daily lives, may it be electricity, may it be water, may it be paying our rent, or may it be just the inflation that's going on right now, that we don't really want to go. There's so many changes happening around us constantly that we cannot, why burden ourselves by adding one more change in our life? Like maybe getting an electric vehicle, or maybe going ahead and getting something new, a newer technology, That's another burden that we have. So let's try to figure out how to go ahead and tell people that change is inevitable. We have to change, we have to evolve, and that kind of put a seed in my brain. What do you think of change? What's your take on change?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Actually, change is obviously the cliche word is inevitable. It's the only constant, so on and so forth. Now, yeah, it's just human nature, no change. Think about it. When you go out to the shops to buy toothpaste, do you really think about which toothpaste brand I'm going to buy? You're just going to go walk to the shelf, pick the same toothpaste that you used for the last 15 years,
Yeah.
and use it. No, that's also relating to change, no? As simple as that. So it relates to human habits in some ways. Obviously, the affordability factor will accelerate change and willingness to adopt. No, for me, would I adopt EV, for example? I think it's a great thing, but I'm not willing to because one, maybe it's expensive compared to a conventional vehicle, and two, I can't charge these things as often or as practical as I want it to be. So those are the constraints for me, okay? But that's a first world problem, It's not
Yeah.
everybody's problem. So, but generally change is the problem because fundamental needs to be met first before they think about the other things, as you say. They don't want to be burdened with everything else. Why do I need to worry about whether I use a different toothpaste? It doesn't matter. I'll use the same toothpaste. Yeah, and that will only evolve as people can kind of migrate up the Maslow hierarchy, Yeah, when the basic needs are met, then they will look at the next thing they will want to do. But change as a general word is actually a big word, and that change has got a big scale. It's not a small step. So there are many, many steps that different sets of strata of people will need to consider. Yes, resistance is definitely there from that point of view.
Every day in Ncell.
Every day.
Every day in Ncell. The whole idea is to go ahead and get as many customers as you can. I'm sure that's one part of the business strategy. For a customer to change, maybe a brand new customer, it can be a brand new customer, or it can be a customer who wants to switch, How and what is the thought process of Ncell to make a customer change his or her mind?
Yeah, that's just like asking them to change toothpaste almost, but it's a little bit easier. Firstly, they've already adopted the technology, no? Yeah, so today, fortunately, unfortunately, there's a 145% penetration, so almost 1.5 individuals have two SIMs.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they don't change, they just have two, because one works better here, the other one works better there, or this one works better for voice, or works better for data. So our focus is, yes, it used to be kind of land grab, go out there and grab new customers. There are not many new customers left today. So we go out there and retain customers as the first priority. The second priority is to drive a higher need for mobile data, not need and want in some ways. Today I find that mobile is a need in this country. I'll tell you what I meant. When I first came here in 2014, 15, I did my due diligence, walk around town and see how mobile penetration is. And if you take the same walk around Bangkok or Singapore, what I found different was when I was walking around here, I don't see people using the phone on the streets or at the bus stops or nothing. This is 2014, 15. Whereas in Singapore, the phone is like glued to their ear or hardwired to their ears. Yeah, no matter where they are. So that's kind of a want, it's not a need. Here is a need at that point. If I have to use it, I will use it only if it absolutely have to. Otherwise, I can wait. I can wait to get to my destination. I can wait to get home. I can wait. That person can wait for me to come back to him. So that was what is the change, and that's what I saw. And our first objective was to try and drive a higher need for mobility, so that it becomes one that mobile technology will help improve your quality of life. Obviously, the first step is to say it will help you do your business better. It will help you improve maybe your social life better for some, and so on. So you escalate them up that curve, essentially. So that's what our focus is today. So one is retaining customers. It's a lot cheaper than acquiring customers today. And secondly is driving a higher need for mobility. Yeah, but we are also cognizant of, obviously, affordability. Inflation has gone up 2 times in the last 12 months. And it's not just unique to this market, but the rest of the world. So there's always some pressure on the consumer wallet. You may not know, telecom spend in Nepal is about, I think if I'm not wrong, about 2.6% of GDP.
Yeah.
Whereas in most other markets in the world, including India, it's less than 1%.
If you love what we are doing, make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications.
Thank you very much for watching us on YouTube. Make sure that you also listen to us on Spotify.
This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios.